Hi, my name is Laurie. This is the task 3 of Advanced English, and today I'm going to share with you my fairy tale. Let's start. Okay, once upon a time there was a brunette boy called Hector Madonna. He was on the way to see his brother Mai Chen when he decided to take a shortcut through Graysdale Forest. It wasn't long before Hector got lost. He looked around, but all he could see were trees. Nervously, he fell into his bag for his favorite toy, Dolly. But Dolly was nowhere to be found. Hector began to panic. He felt sure he had packed Dolly. To make matters worse, he was starting to feel hungry. Unexpectedly, he saw a kind arbor dressed in a yellow skirt disappearing into the trees. How odd, thought Hector. For the want of anything better to do, he decided to follow the peculiarly dressed arbor. Perhaps it could tell him the way out of the forest. Eventually, Hector reached a clearing. In the clearing were two houses, one made from parsnips and one made from lollipops. Hector could feel this stomach rumbling. Looking at the houses did nothing to ease his hunger. Hello, he called. Is anybody there? Nobody replied. Hector looked at the roof of the closest house and wondered if it would be rude to eat somebody else's chimney. Obviously, it would be impolite to eat a whole house, but perhaps it will be chimney. Obviously, it will be impolite to eat a whole house, but perhaps it will be considered acceptable to nibble the odd feature or lick the odd fitting in a time of need. A cackle broke through the air, giving Hector a fright. A witch jumped into the space in front of the houses. She was carrying a cage. In that cage was Dolly. Dolly shouted Hector. He turned to the witch. That's my toy. The witch just rocked. Get Dolly back, cried Hector. Not on your kneely, said the witch. At least get Dolly out of the cage. Before she could reply, the kind arbor in the yellow skirt rushed in from a footpath on the other side of the clearing. Hello, bit arbor, said the witch. Good morning. The arbor noticed Dolly. Who is this? That's Dolly, explained the witch. Oh, Dolly will look lovely in my house. Give it to me, demanded the arbor. The witch shook her head. Dolly is staying with me. Excuse me? Hector interrupted. Dolly lives with me and not in a cage. Bit Arbor ignored him. Is there nothing you'll trade? He asked the witch. The witch thought for a moment, then said, I don't like to be entertained. I release him to anybody who can eat a whole front door. Bit Arbor looked at the house, made from lollipops, and says, no problem. I could eat an entire house made from lollipops if I wanted to. There's no need to show off, said the witch. Just eat one front door and I'll let you have Dolly. Hector watched, feeling very worried. He didn't want the witch to give Dolly to Big Arbor. He didn't think Dolly would live in with a kind Arbor, away from his house and all of his other toys. Big Arbor put on his beak and withdrew a knife and fork from his pocket. I'll eat this whole house, said Bit Arbor. Just you watch. Bit Arbor pulled off a corner on the front door of the house made from lollipops. He gulped down, smiling, and went back for more, and more, and more. Eventually, Bit Arbor started to get bigger, just a little bit bigger at first, but after a few more four flocks of lollipops, he grew to the size of a large snowball, and he was every bit as round. Um, I don't feel too good, said Bit Arbor. Suddenly, he started to roll. He'd grown so round that he could no longer balance. Help! He cried as he rolled off down a slope into the forest. Bit Arbor never finished eating the front door made from lollipops, and Dolly remained trapped in the witch's case. That's it, says the witch. I win. I get to keep Dolly. No so fast, says Hector. There is still one front door to go. The front door of the house made from parsnips. I haven't had a turn yet. I don't have you I don't have to give you a turn, laughed the witch. My games, my rules. The woodcutter's voice carried through the forest. I think you should give him a change. It's only fair. Fine, says the witch. But you saw what happened to the arbor. He won't last long. I'll be right back, said Hector. What? Said the witch. Where's your sense of impatience? I thought you want Dolly back. Hector ignored the witch and gathered a hefty pile of sticks. He came back to the clearing and started a small campfire. Carefully, he broke off a piece of the door of the house made from parsnips and tossed it over the fire. Once it had cooked and cooled just a little, he took a bite. He quickly devoured the whole piece. Hector sat down on a nearby log. You fail, cackled the witch. You were supposed to eat the whole door. I haven't finished, explained Hector. I'm, I'm just waiting for my food to go down. When Hector has digested, he broke off another piece of the door made from parsnips. Once more, he tossed his food over the fire and waited for it to cool just a little. He ate at a leisure pace, then waited for it to digest. Eventually, after several sittings, Hector was down to the final piece of the door made from parsnips. Carefully, he toasted and allowed it to cool just a little. He finished his final course. Hector had eaten the entire front door of the house made from parsnips. The witch stamped her foot angrily. The witch stamped her foot angrily. You must have tricked me, she said. I don't reward cheating. I don't think so, said a voice. It was the woodcutter. He walked back into the clearing, carrying his axe. This little boy won fair and square. Now hand over Dolly, or I will chop your broomstick in half. The witch looked horrified. She grabbed her broomstick and placed it behind her. Then, huffing, she opened the door of that cage. Hector hurried over and grabbed Dolly, checking that his favorite toy was right. Fortunately, Dolly was unharmed. Hector thanked the woodcutter, grabbed a quick souvenir, and hurried on to meet Mike. It was starting to get dark. When Hector got to Mike's house, his brother threw his arm around him. I was so worried, cried Mike. You are very late. As Hector described his days, he could tell that Mike didn't believe him. So he grabbed a napkin from his pocket. What's that? Asked Mike. Hector unwrapped a doorknob made from lollipops. Pudding, he says. Mike almost fell off his chair. The end.